No, I agree. I agree with every single one of you, and I like where this is going really. So this question is, we wrote this question now specifically for the women that are here, right? We want to hear each one of you first before any of us speak, right? So this question is, what's your experience from a relationship standpoint when it comes to Black men and non-Black men? And we want to hear your viewpoint on that.
Sure.
Who's trying to talk on this? Okay, so okay. I've dated, my first boyfriend was white and he was Italian, and I feel like he was one of those white people that always hung around niggas. You know that type, right? You know those people, right? So I never felt like that he would ever look down on me or like associated me with any type of stereotypes, which is a really good experience. But that was when I was like 17. Since then, I've only dated Black people, and it's very different. I've always gotten like, I talk to a lot of West Africans, okay, and so I always get like similar type of like kind of colorist comments, like in a more positive quote unquote way, being like, oh, I like they fetishize kind of East Africans, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So all these niggas kind of come talk to me. They're like, oh, what's up? Oh, your skin's so smooth, your skin's so brown. Oh, your curls are popping. This kind of, whatever, these talks. And so, I don't know. I always find it weird. You get what I mean? And I always felt that I always want to end up with a Black guy. And I think sometimes, I don't know, some of them do have those self-hate or do carry a lot of those stereotypes with them, not necessarily at any of their own faults or anything like that. And I feel like a lot of the times what would piss me off with Black men, maybe not necessarily that I'm dating or people that I'm dating or friends with, I feel like we've seen this a lot where it's like Black Lives Matter, but do you really support Black women? Do you really actually uplift us? And I feel like sometimes it's not. It's like if you're getting something sexual from us, if you're dating us or talking to us, that's the only time you're really trying to uplift us. But you be saying derogatory things to other females that you see or other people, you know what I mean? Like, that's the sentiment I've always had. And I feel like sometimes, other people be giving me more actual love, I feel, than Black men. I feel like I get more support from other people than Black men. So that's alluring to be like, you know what, niggas, you don't want to date me. You don't want to show me the respect I fucking deserve. Let me go talk to Brody over there. Let me go talk to these other mans over there. You feel me? And I'm just keeping it a buck. Like,
no.
Oh God. Niggas be trying. They be trying it. They be trying it. Trying to take advantage of me. All the horror stories my friends have from dating Black men, trust me, you're lucky we didn't give up on you. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got to say.
She's right.
Sheesh. No, I agree with the, like, I feel like, okay, I've actually never been in a relationship, but like every Black guy that's like stepped to me has always been like really aggressive and sexual right off the bat. And it's just like, whoa, relax. And it does feel like Brody's showing respect. Brody's showing a little respect. So, and then the other thing, like, Black men will do, like, I feel like Black men sexualize Black women a lot, and like
facts.
And then they turn around and say like, our Black women are running to white men. Why are you guys going away? You don't love Black men. Why don't you love Black men? And it's like, where do I begin? Because this is how you treat us, right? And then whenever something goes sideways, they immediately want to start saying stuff like, this is why I like white girls. They don't give me attitude. White girls don't do this. White girls aren't this, that, and you're like, cool, like, keep it pushing then. Go get your white girl. And I'll get mine, I guess. Like, that's just how it feels with Black guys. Like, they're just, it's very, actually, I had a Black guy friend send me this video. It was like from a minute ago, but this guy was talking about how, like, we can't let our Black women go to white men because, these white men just fetishize Black women, like speaking back on like slavery and like, the ways that they rate, like they were just objects to them, obviously. And then like he said like multiple times, we own Black women. And I feel like a lot of Black guys have that mentality that
the
Black
irony
are theirs, and like we belong to you, and we are there to serve you. And it's like, that is not the case, my guy. Especially not in no Canada. I'll tell you that much.
I agree. Celine?
I think it's a deeper thing of the toxic masculinity thing. That's also dating black men sometimes. Like, I feel like they don't really have emotional intelligence sometimes. I'm
No.
not even trying to bash black men. Trust me. I'm manifesting a black husband. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bash black men. But I'm just saying, they be like, it's very like black men have to be very tough. They have to be like, I don't know, like they can't show emotion, they can't show fragility, anything that doesn't adhere to that standard of black men are strong and tough, especially if you're dark skinned. If you're dark skinned, that whole dark skin versus light skin, I'm not trying to be soft, I'm not trying to be like, feminine, that type of energy. I feel like black men carry that, and it's been so hard sometimes to date black men because you're trying to talk and you're trying to open up, but I feel like there's always a kind of barrier with them trying to have their feminine side or them trying to be more emotional. I feel like it's like very hard. They're either like, the jokester, they're trying to do other things to derail from, deep conversations and stuff like that, which hinders the growth of a relationship. And that's honestly what I felt. And I don't think that's all black men. I really just think those are the ones I'd be talking to. So like maybe that's a reflection on myself. But
I'm like, maybe it's just me. Oh, it's two jokes.
My experience with men is my first boyfriend was like a white Irish boy, and like I went to high school in a very, very, like I went to high school in St. Albert, so a very, very white part of, it's outside of Edmonton, it's just outside of Edmonton, but like it's extremely rich white privilege, like that's literally St. Albert to a T. So there wasn't a lot of black people to choose from in my graduating class. There was like 7 of us, 3 of which were guys that only dated white girls. So like there really wasn't anything to choose from other than white people. And in that, you quickly learn about a setting, especially with where I was standing within the school system. I was president of like 4 different associations in the school. I was running a ton of different things. I was in IB. So like I was the token light-skinned girl that everyone wanted to be friends with, that, I was an all-star athlete. Like it wasn't just, I was doing everything, and I was a part of all the major associations, and I was friends with all the teachers. So it was like, oh, well, she's just like that smart black girl. Like everyone wants a piece of her. She knows everybody. Go do your thing type of deal. So I only had experiences with white boys until I went to university, and even from there, all of my experiences with black men have been with Caribbean black men. And I think that even in that, there is this idea that because I am mixed Caribbean, like African people can't fuck with me. I don't know why it comes to that, but like I've had a lot of black African men be like, oh, you're Caribbean, like I can't. And it's like, what is I don't get it, like what's the difference? Are you black? You're black. Okay, so then what's the problem here?
Yeah.
But yeah, and like even in seeing black men, like my last boyfriend was mixed Trinidadian, there was a lot of like stigma that he would go through just like in his own being of being like a black male, of like I can't be too feminine around my girlfriend, or I can't show any type of love to my girlfriend, or I can't, like there's so many little things where it was like, why can't you? Like what's the actual issue of being black and being able to show love? What is black love? Because everyone always talks about having like Michelle Obama and Barack Obama love, or B and Jay-Z, right? But like those are billionaire love life. Like what's a non-billionaire love? Not to say that I don't want it, like okay, but like what's it like when you don't have, millions of dollars and you're going easy on life? Like there's a lot to unpack with black relationships and black love, on both sides. So
I knew you were about to say Jada and Will, and you had to stop yourself. I prayed that.
We ain't want no entanglements. I also like one other thing with black guys. I feel like it might be a lot of it has to do with media, I think, and just growing up. This might just be what I've seen, but they just like expect black women to put up with everything and put up with all of their, it's like, I only cheated. Like Usher made 2 songs about cheating, and then one of his lines was, "Forgive me because I'm man enough to tell you." Excuse me. And then it's just like it's like we don't want to put up with that, and I think that also has to do with like the emotional intelligence side of things. And once a lot of Black men figure that out, it's smooth sailing. That's all I'm saying.
Game over.
Yeah, like, because we just waiting on y'all.
And like you even with like in discussion with like your guy friends, it's like, why you got an attitude? It's like,
yeah, it's like
an attitude. I'm just calling you out on your shit, bro. Like,
yeah.
it's like they'll be like, well, the white girls don't do this. Cause the white
like I don't care if she wanna be your slave. That's not my business. I'm gonna call you out.
It's wild. It's really wild.
I wonder if some of that, like for African guys, anyways, has to do with the way that they were like what their dad was doing. Because I know like where I'm from, it's like it's no question. Your wife's cooking for you. Your wife's cleaning. You come home. You gonna sit down. You gonna have a good night rest. Like that's it. And no one questions it. And growing up, it's always like my room gets the slightest bit, like I put something down and it's like, no one's gonna marry you. And it's like, whoa, I can't like, rest my jacket for a second. I just don't, you clean something wrong, who's gonna marry someone who cleans like that? Who's gonna marry someone who cleans like that? Like, it just like in the Afro, it's like, see, everything's so tailored towards men and you're like, can I be a person? Is that allowed? Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
There was that like one line that came out and it was like, what was it? It was I ride with my niggas, I'd lie to my bitch. And it was like
every guy's like, oh yeah. I was like,
the line of the summer, that's the line I go by.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I saw your tweet. Next time you want to step to me, I saw that.
I will say this though, on a positive note, is that I feel that I would have the best connection with a Black man just because like based on just my friendships with people in general and people that I've talked to, I feel like I've been able to have a better connection, a stronger connection. There's something that binds us, and I feel like Black love is so beautiful, and I will never give up on Black love unless you niggas make
me too.
So don't do that.
I'm talking shit, but I want me one.
Facts,
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you come home at the end, like if you say you're coming home to a white guy and you're like, I got racially profiled. He's not going to downplay that you got racially profiled today. He's going to be like, I understand. Like, if he's a Black guy, he's going to be like, I understand what you're talking about. Like, I understand where the pains are, where you had a long day as a Black woman. You just got racially profiled. Like, he's going to understand where you stand in society as someone who is an outcast, rather than some white boy who's like, it's not that bad. I'm sure he was just having a rough day.
Gonna laugh at the joke. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
They'll devil's advocate you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Maybe it wasn't
issue.
No,
I think that is really important. That connection, like, and that's why we keep going back, like, because that connection is so important. And like, the reality is the white person. Like, I'm not saying you won't fall in love with the white person. Like interracial relationships are beautiful too, but it's like, it's different is the thing. Because you understand each other in a way, due to the way our world is built, you understand each other in a way that people of two different races will never be able to understand each other.